All right, YouTubers, we've got the 2020 Ford Explorer. Customer just brought it in, and we are going to do an exterior detail. So the very first thing I'm going to do and look at the paint, do a little walk around, see what we have for paint swirls, nicks, blemishes, scratches, see how much dirt is actually on the vehicle. What kind of chemicals am I going to need to clean the vehicle, and how much time am I going to need to spend on this exterior? So we're going to get started with just a walk around. I'm going to look for anything that might throw up a red flag, and also give me an idea how I'm going to progress through the day with this detail. Just starting off, just looking at it, it is dusty. This vehicle resides on a dirt road, so there is going to be a little bit of dirt and dust and debris. So we know we're going to do a deep clean on it. We're also going to, get an iron remover and get our rims, tires really nice and cleaned up. We've got some leaves inside of our hood here, so we're gonna remove all that debris, get it really nice and freshened up for the customer. Overall, the body looks in excellent shape. There's not a lot of swirl marks in the paint. We do have a few nicks and a few little scratches, but overall what I'm seeing is the body looks very good. The paint looks very fresh. Not sure how much wax we had, but just roughly touching, I can tell that we've got a very rough surface to work with. So what we want to do is we want to be able to clean this paint, the wheels, the glass, everything on the exterior, everything you see from the plastic trim right on through the whole entire top of the vehicle. We want to get it right down to our clear coat, and then be able to get it all prepped and ready for a top coating. That is the plan for the day. We'll use a variety of products. So what I'm going to determine is what products am I going to use, how much mechanical compound am I going to do with this vehicle, and right now by the looks of it, there's not hardly any swirls that I can tell. But once I get the first wash out of the way, I'll give it another light inspection, kind of see where I'm at. But this paint looks very, very good for this year, a vehicle. There's a lot of highway miles on this vehicle, so honestly, the paint looks really good, my first impression. So I think what we're going to do is do a real good shampoo on it. Probably a light compound just to bring out that vibrant paint color, and then prep that and get a top coat on it. And probably we're going to be looking at probably using a ceramic wax today, and yeah, get her freshened up and nice and clean for our customer. We're going to start by giving our Explorer just a good rinse, and we're going to use our pressure washer here. We're going to give it a top to bottom rinse, and then we're going to give it a little shampoo. So let's get it cleaned up here. The water beading and the water sheeting is really important, and you can see this water is just sitting there. There is absolutely zero beading, there is no sheeting, it is sticking to the paint, and this is what we do not want. We want to be able to get a nice finish on this so we get nice beads and that water just peels off our vehicle. So we know that there probably has not been much for coatings put on this vehicle, and that's fine, and that can probably be why we're not seeing a lot of swirling paint swirls from people waxing and grinding dirt into our surface. So honestly, I'm okay with that. Our paint is in really good shape, but we're going to continue to spray this down, get this hose off, and then we're going to shampoo. After we get our vehicle rinsed off, then we want to shampoo our vehicle. And We have a really small foam cannon. It's probably just what we would call a beginner's foam cannon that we got with our pressure washer. So what we're going to do is we're just going to soak a little soap on here, get it kind of get it working a little bit, and then we're going to hand wash our vehicle. But for now, we're going to get some of this grime starting to run off that vehicle as best we can. Okay, now that we've pre-rinsed our vehicle down, got some of the grime, some of the dust and debris off of the vehicle, we're going to go into physically taking a mitt and actually washing the vehicle. And the reason that we want to kind of pre-rinse is we don't want to be grinding all of that dirt back into our finish. We want to try to rinse away as much as possible. So what I've got here is I've got a bucket, and we've got some Meguiar's Gold Class car wash, and this is a really staple shampoo in the industry. Really good qualities to it. So we're going to use that in a wash bucket with a nice Chanel mitt. It's got a nice weave to it, and that will help us get the body nice and clean without scratching. Okay. And before I do that, I am going to use our Rapid Decon Iron Remover, and we're going to spray our rims and tires down with this and just let it start to soak. And this will get a lot of the brake dust and stuff off of our wheels and help with the cleaning process. We'll have another whole video on iron removal and if it's safe for the body of the car, rims, tires, aluminum rims, painted rims. So we'll do a whole video on that in a future time. So let's get started. Of course, we're going to always shake our product before we apply it, and then we're just going to spray it in between each one of our barrels here, get it in there, and then get the exterior outside of that rim real good. And yeah, we're just going to let that to start to soak. While that's soaking, we will start washing. And when I wash a vehicle, and I've done this ever since I was a young kid, is you always want to start from the top and work your way down. And basically we're just going to, because we pre-rinsed, we're going to be able to wash a section, and we do not want it to dry. And we are in the sun right now. I do not have a drain in my garage right now that I'm working out of. So we're going to wash this, and then we're going to quickly rinse everything down, and we're going to get it into the garage and into the shade. So I just use a cross-hatch pattern, back and forth. And if it's more soiled, more dirty, we'll want to rinse our mitt more frequently. This is very clean, actually. So we'll just do a panel at a time, and then we'll go back to our pressure washer and rinse it off. That's simple. We'll give our iron remover a few more minutes to work. It's really important to get it in the barrels here. There's a lot of brake dust that leaves this area. We want to make sure we get all that contamination off of our wheel before we try to do any kind of other work to it. So as that product begins to activate, it'll actually turn colors, and it'll turn kind of a cranberry, kind of a red. A lot of guys say, well, it bleeds, and we'll pretty soon see that running down the driveway. And it's just the brake dust and all those metal iron particles, and they will start to turn color. And you can already see it's starting to turn a little bit here. I don't know if our camera will pick that up, but as it begins to work even more, it will break that iron down, and we'll be able to rinse that stuff away. So usually on this here, you'll want to give it a good 3-4 minutes and just let it really work. So our iron remover is starting to work. We can see a lot of the red in here coming out of our crevices in this rim, and it's starting to run down the driveway. You'll know right away if it's activating and it's actually doing what it's supposed to do. And this will help with our cleaning process. Okay, well, we gave it enough time. We'll let it, we'll rinse it off next here. And as it rinses it, you'll probably see even more of it come out of the barrels of the rim here. And as you can see, it's kind of just all running out the backside all the way down. It's going to just run down our driveway, and it's really taking all them iron filings, all that debris and brake dust that we accumulate, and washing it away. Excellent product for that. This product is safe for the brakes itself. It's designed to just get in there and really break things down and clean things up. Our rims are going to be nice and clean and make a much easier finishing detail. And there's nothing, better than having a really clean vehicle with a pretty set of rims on it. They really stand out. So hey, that's as simple as it gets. Okay, so you've seen the process of how we're going to just rinse our vehicle, and we're going to give it a little shampoo. We're going to make sure we properly wash it. We don't want to create more damage by swirling dirt into our nice paint. We also did a little iron remover, and we just touched on that a bit, and we're going to talk more about that later on, but it gives you an idea how to get them tires and rims clean. So this is the beginning stages. It's a learning process. It's not the only way to do this, but it's one way. And we're going to share more and more tips, and we're going to go even further with this. Not only are we just going to wash our vehicle, but now we're going to prep it and do all the work that we need to do before we can actually put that top coat on, which could be a polish, it could be a wax, it could be a ceramic coating, or a graphene coating. So there's different toppers that we can use, but we want to protect. After going through all of this work of getting that paint really, really clean, now we want to protect it. And we're going to bring more videos to you so you can learn how to do this at home and do it economical and do it safe and have fun doing it. And like all my videos, look for the products that I use in the links below, and I'll share them with you and give you more and more tips as we go through our journey together. Thanks for watching.